Oh, good, it works. Okay, nice. I hope this is actually working. Oh, yeah, that looks right. Hello, chat. This is the last day of games for week 7. And everything on my Streamlabs broke, so we're running on empty here. But plan is we're gonna play the last game for the week, which is mine versus Mox. And then we're gonna do the recap stream, looking at all the replays. So, that'll be fun. We're gonna deafen this call. Alright. What's up, gamers? Also, no racial slurs, thanks.
Yeah, he's, we don't want to get him banned.
Yeah, that's why Haku's not allowed to be here half the time.
Yeah.
Good
he's got a potty mouth.
Oh,
Yeah, true.
Mate, he plays League of Legends a lot of the time by himself.
Oh.
He's a bad person.
Oh dear.
He's just saying slurs to himself.
Probably.
Is that to motivate him?
That I don't
Self-directed.
know. I wish
That's
I
so
knew, but
motivational.
also I don't want to.
It's
For a couple of years, he would just drag me into norms, and he'd pick Leona jungle. I'm like, "Are we doing this again?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're
Yeah,
doing
that
this
sounds
again."
about right.
Yeah, that checks out.
That 100% checks
Capcom,
out.
I know you've known Haku only for like a couple years, but like
I've known him for a really long time now. Actually, I'm
Oh,
less than
really?
you guys, of course. Yeah, but it's been like
Okay.
8 years now.
Okay, yeah, it feels like I don't
Yeah.
remember time anymore, but like he's been doing that since like season 4, and he's like
Oh,
just continuing to try to convince us that it's good and playable, and I keep calling him a liar.
what is he picking? Was he picking jungle?
He picks
Leona.
Leona.
He wrote me a manifesto once. He's like, "This is why it's good." And I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not good."
Wait. Why?
He's continued to try to sell everyone on the idea that it's good, and I'm like, this isn't. We're just in fucking bronze elo.
Yeah, this guy is the #1 non-meta Leona build merchant.
Yeah, it's. Oh hey,
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
Hey, would you look at that?
No, we were talking
Who
about
is?
we were talking about how good you were at Leona.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. In a good or bad way?
No, like in a good way. You know, it's a really.
Good
it-
game.
I don't think any of us are able to really conceptualize a way to play Leona as well.
Yeah, the paradigm you have taken to Leona too has been unseen by many others.
Cord, are
Is
you
how
gonna
I
play your
would put
game?
it.
Yeah. What? Challenge me.
We were talking about how you play Leona jungle.
Thank you. I'm a pioneer of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know, Hakurai, we've known each other for like 7 years now. It's been so fucking
I know,
long.
right?
Mox, challenge me.
That's crazy.
Where are you? Oh, there
That's-
you are.
Yeah,
It's actually
I did.
crazy.
I did.
We met each other when I was in high school.
Damn.
Is this the right
for a long
version?
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
GFL has GFL has been a game
Yeah,
of
there we go.
Yeah. It
All
was crazy.
right.
I got trained.
I cannot. I'm so happy that we're doing this.
I'm so
I'm-
excited.
Oh, I cannot wait to see what's going on here.
Alright. Game is live for y'all on the call. I'm not screen sharing because why would I do that?
Oh, screen share.
That's why we
What do
have
you
it here.
Fine. What do you want me to lead with? You get to pick my lead because
you know-
I really don't think it matters at all.
Is this
Hold on.
Is this Mox?
Let me get this.
No, that's tomorrow, and that's gonna also be a giant fucking meme.
I think this is a better one.
Oh, okay, it's Ventus versus...
This might be a better meme.
High key, this is a better one.
So what do you want me to lead with?
Lead with.
What is
Go,
it,
go ahead, lead
Nemesis?
with Screamtail.
We were on the same wavelength. That's what I was gonna pick.
Hell yeah.
If you said I don't care.
Do you want me to lead with any in particular? Otherwise, I'm just gonna pick the thing I would normally lead with.
I'm scared. Should I be scared?
Yes.
Okay.
You go for it. When we
Alright.
see the things, right,
Yeah.
on each team, we will explain what these things do.
All right. So I'm gonna.
This
You-
is barely gonna be.
You know what? Fuck it.
Absolutely. Yes. Wait, the nicknames didn't carry. What the fuck?
Mine did.
It says Gliscor on my screen. It
Oh.
doesn't say.
What?
No, mine says
doesn't say the-
FSG.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it says-
god.
What
Okay.
does it show for
I have the
everyone else?
nicknames on my screen.
It shows it for
Spectators are
everyone.
idiots.
Okay, spectators are good.
spectators
So
are good.
okay, spectators get the good
Okay.
POV. All right. Enjoy.
Oh, dude, the sash
Oh,
on...
it does so little damage.
Yeah, because
Oh.
normal gem only strengthens it by like what
It's like
1.2,
1.3 now. So let me explain. So should we explain what we did?
Sure.
So we have known each other for a very long time, and we've played Pokemon together for a very long time, and we know what we like. So we decided to trade drafts, where I would build Corn a team, and Corn would build me a team. But because we're just shitposters, they're not normal sets at all, in the slightest. For example, would you like to read to our captive audience, our trapped audience, our parish trapped audience, what your Gliscor set is?
Absolutely.
That I made
so,
you?
so obviously I've revealed False Swipe with normal gem. And it's carrying Acrobatics, Thief, and of course, because it has Pincer Claws, Crab Hammer.
Oh, Crabhammer, let's go!
That's
I
what I
love
was saying
Crabhammer.
last night when I said it was the same logic as Incineroar with
with arms and spinning.
Arctic Lariat.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
So
my God.
because Gliscor has Crab Claws, it gets Crab Hammer. Duh.
I love Crabhammer. Yeah, I love the Glasgow gets Crabhammer. It's so good.
All right.
So
would
you
would
have
like
a, so
to
you have a 50-50.
do
You
the-
have 50-50. He can either keep having a boosted acrobatics, or he can have an item, but lower the damage on his acrobatics. That's why he has Thief. Also, the normal gem False Swipe wouldn't kill anything anyway, because it's fucking False Swipe.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Yep. It's really bad.
Ladies, gentlemen, and others, welcome to Pokemon Hell.
Would you like to read off
Also,
your moveset on the tail?
Gladly. So you saw me click Psychic Terrain, right? Which is not a move you'd normally see on a Screamtail. My other moves are Expanding Force, because, of course, right? Perish Song, which, okay, you know, we saw Wolf Glick use Perish Trapping in VGC, whatever, but this is singles. And of course, you can't have a Jigglypuff clone without the greatest move ever made, Metronome.
Oh my.
Yes! You have no idea how excited I am.
Oh no.
And I will add
I'm
added
clicking it.
context. Oh my god, wait!
Don't
Why did you roll the good move, you bastard? I'm gonna also add, the only reason why I gave any of Mox's Mons Metronome was a simple yes or no question to kick, and he said yes. And his choices were yes or no. The question was Metronome, question mark.
Don't you just leave?
I love Pokemon. What the
No,
fuck?
no, let me correct you here. The question was yes or no. The answer was metronome.
Yeah. Oh fuck! Alright, give me.
Spending for
Oh, my recovery.
you leftovers. Wait, what did you have originally? No item.
I had a normal gem.
Oh,
It's normal gem to
Normal
boost
gem.
the false swipe.
Damn, the battlefield's no longer weird.
The weirdness disappeared from the battlefield.
Oh
I just
shit!
think I
All
was just a
right,
text.
my turn.
The
Ow.
battlefield got weird.
So,
This is
So,
Caesar.
So this one's cool. You know, this is ADV Caesar, and it's basically running. Is this an actual ADV set, except for the Sig
it's
move?
one of the so standard ADV Scizor uses Hidden Power Bug or Hidden Power Steel, Light Screen, Protect, and like other move. Sometimes it will use it'll try to cheese with Silver Wind.
I see. Well,
It does not get Reflect. For some reason, Scizor
What?
only gets...
what the fuck?
No way!
Hey,
No fucking way!
what is this?
Dragon Breath. Para? No. No Para. Well, we both got rocks up.
Hey,
That's
you
a
wanna?
good thing.
Give me a turn. I'll get rid of him.
Okay. What's
Both
the
of them?
next?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember what this has.
So, you...
Oh
are
right, yeah, no,
beautiful-
I remember now.
You're a beautiful bastard in that. So this Hariyama has Belly Drum, Bulk Up, Headlong Rush, and Metronome.
Yo, belly drum and bulk is crazy.
All right, but I'm putting mine back.
Can I see if I roll a physical move?
Oh shit! Oh fuck! That was genuinely scary.
Come on.
Ooh, the
Oh, you
crit.
crit me?
Whoa! What the fuck?
That. For a moment, I thought it was Healing Wish. I'm not
I got
gonna
really
lie.
scared.
Does Stonex have high crit ratios?
Yeah, it's +1 crit.
Okay.
Wait, it does?
Or
so
wait,
it-
hold on. Does it? I don't remember. I feel like
No,
it
Stone
does.
No,
Axe
it
doesn't-
just.
It's also just a
Oh,
splinter.
I just got lucky.
Stone Edge is the higher crit rate.
Yeah. It's Sonax.
Alright.
It's Sonax with an increased crit rate on top of what's it called?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, it's coming off of Hariyama's like
Special attack.
special attack stat. So
That's true.
What special
Mm-hmm.
attack stat?
I can't believe I
Tight
hit that.
strong.
What is it? 80%.
It's 80%.
All right, tell
pretty
the fellas what your Enamorous does.
Oh yeah, so this Enamorous is it's Gen 1 OU. So it has Body Slam, Hyper Beam, and Torment.
And Springtide Bluestorm.
Who cares? That's a filler.
Dude, I didn't know
Oopsie.
that existed in Gen 1 OU.
Oopsie Poopsie, the Zapdos has Hurricane, Thunder, Roost, and Rain Dance, but it's holding a Blunder policy. So if it misses, if Thunder misses, if either Thunder or Hurricane miss, I actually get a boost.
Oh, amazing.
See, Max, this is how you should be playing your Moltres, because if you just miss, you get a benefit.
Yeah, that's true. Focus for miss.
Oh my god, please.
Fuck.
Wait, just
Ow.
leave that out.
Shit.
Oh no. The live stream is still.
Wait, what do you mean the stream is dead?
What are the-
Wait, why did
the-
it switch to? Huh?
The Ventus live stream.
Wait, I didn't click Pecha. What? Why did it switch?
The secret Discord call.
That actually, I don't know why that switched. Like genuinely, I didn't click anything.
Well, it's survived, so
Well, now it's just really
you can tell
awkward.
him. So you can tell him now what the Petrant does.
Nah, I'm gonna hold that.
It's a Malignant Chain.
Please, you fucking bastard. All right, so this Petrant, it's Rest, Sleep Talk, Malignant Chain, and Memento.
Uno momento.
So I have a third. Oh, the blunder policy.
Yes.
Okay.
Not that it matters. Okay. All right. Here we go. My favorite Pokemon of all time.
It's Mega Gal. Hold on a minute.
You can make a Gallade in the future. Is this the future you guys wanted?
Oh fuck, Felstinger.
Dude, imagine that KO though. That'd be so dangerous.
Can I roll a 50-50? Jesus Christ.
You have blunder policy.
No,
Okay.
I'm trying to roll the poison.
Oh damn. Well, he's dead.
Alright, hold
That's
on.
okay.
I can't just sweep with this.
Yeah, you can.
No, wait, Vallejo.
want- Let's see.
I forgot. You know what? I want you to click buttons with it. I'm gonna worsen my death for the boy. Come here, you.
So this is crit Smeargle.
Oh.
This is crit Sword Stance Smeargle with Technician.
You stockpile. I can't believe we're just
Yeah,
talking.
what does this Cramorant do, buddy?
Oh yeah, so you know what, Max, we talked about this, right? So it's stockpile, and you're like, oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's better when you can swallow and spit up.
Is cosmic is cosmic power. Oh.
It's cosmic power with oh fuck. Oh!
Oh.
But you're faster than me.
All right.
How
I'm
is
gonna-
this thing fucking faster? Oh my god.
He spit.
I don't think I come back
Yo.
from this.
Wait, is that just like using goat missile at home but not?
Yeah.
Do I survive? Oh my god. I wonder.
Oh fuck.
I wonder.
It's Basculin time.
It's Basculin time. Basculin. This Basculin is kind of crazy. It's an in joke between me and Kendall where there was a time where he thought that you could put a Violate on fully evolved Pokemon. Which of course you cannot do, but so this Basculin has a Violate. It's a reckless Basculin. Wow. Doesn't even up.
Got him.
Damn, he hit him with the Gugun.
So
Cocoon
this
spores.
this Dunsparce is throat spray uproar, by the way.
Oh
gosh.
my gosh.
Yo, let's go. Throat spray.
Throat spray uproar, sub throat spray uproar,
Flamethrower and fourth
flamethrower
move.
for coverage. For coverage, right?
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, coverage.
Yeah,
All right,
Anyway.
that was a game.
that was a game.
That was in fact a game.
Of all time.
That was really fun.
Ventus, I told you it was a banger, and better than some of the other games we saw today.
Banger.
Yeah, no, true. I was very entertained.
All right, well, GG.
That was
GG, shake
incredible.
hands.
Great way to end week
GG, shake hands.
7. Yes.
Yeah.
We should, Ventus, do we play our week 8 game right now?
No.
We could.
No. A recap to do.
Reverse
Alright.
sweep, almost reverse sweep with the King Gambit until Dazzling existed. I was like, wait, that's the ability? I was like, that's so
forgot that.
specific.
I honestly forgot that ability existed.
Dude, I thought it was strong.
Everyone forgets that ability exists. It's awesome.
No, I
It is-
found out. I found out that it was dazzling earlier in the game. I just forgot.
Oh yeah, because you
Yeah.
clicked fake out on 1.
Yeah, I could think out on one and it didn't work out. So wait, I forgot. I completely forgot that Mulan had that ability. And like, I just don't learn from my mistakes. You know, it just happens.
It does happen.
I mean, like,
I love
it's not
gaming.
like, it's not like you could have done
Okay.
much though, right? Because you're at like 1 HP.
Yeah,
so-
doesn't matter.
And the
But
focus sash was, yeah, good call.
yeah,
All right, people here. Thanks for watching that game. Now say goodbye to chat.
Goodbye, chat.
That's right. I'm killing chat.
Oh, you're killing chat? No, okay,
Yes.
take chat. Oh.
Nope.
Chat smells.
Chat's dead. All right.
Oh, alrighty.
Now that we're finally done with the week, we can carry on with the recap portion.
Yeah.
Feels good to be, feels good to be back in the booth. It's been too long.
It has been a
Yeah, it's
minute.
been a while since you've been here. Yeah.
You know, it's so good. I'm gonna turn down the background music I've been running. I've been making it a habit of finding like those hour, 2 hour long like Pokemon music, like relaxing Pokemon music tracks, and I'm like, this is just the game music, but like on loop for like an hour and a half. But it's helpful because most of it's copyright free. All right, so let's move on to the recap portion. I've sobered up after our game, which is very tragic, but you know, it is what it is. Do we want to go from most recent game, all oldest, or we want to start fresh at the top of the week? How are we feeling? We got 6 games.
Start
to
at
look
most
at.
recent.
Yeah, okay. Rip that band-aid off.
Do we even bother talking about our game?
No.
No, the most recent besides that one.
Yeah, I was about to say. I don't think ours really matters that much.
No. That game was effectively a nothing burger.
Yeah. Pretty
So
much.
we'll go with Cat Bomb versus Big Honey here.
Oh boy.
And I gotta say, the teams look really interesting, and by interesting I mean I don't know what the fuck. I don't know who beats who half the time. Like, it's like both of their best offensive mons, and then like a couple shitters, and then both of them brought an elephant.
The same elephant.
Yeah, it actually is straight up the same guy. But we can just get kind of right into it here. I do have the screen share up here as well. Let me get that. Okay. So we got the leads. It's the Bruxish starting out the Sableye, which is kind of funny. And I've never actually seen the ability Dazzling be used unironically, so it's kind of cool to see it come out this week. As the support Sableye gets kind of memed a little bit. The fake out doesn't do anything. The taunt will block the Aurora Veil, which is really good. But unfortunately, this Ninetales is not paralyzed. The Encore does fail because no move was actually clicked because Trick Room makes it faster. Also priority. Moonblast will half health it through a Roselli Berry. Kind of cool. This Ditto switch was kind of neat, I felt like. But the Bruxish switch was funnier.
It was kind of funny because under Trick Room, because the Ninetales is paralyzed, it is inordinately faster.
Yeah, so it's actually like not the worst. The Aurora Veil does come up as the Wave Crash actually goes into the Spothra. It doesn't quite kill it though, unfortunately. I feel like I would have stayed, but he goes for the switch here, which is like kind of fine, I guess. I think the Bruxish could have stayed and just gone for the KO because it's... Does it outspeed the Flamigo? If it Scarfed, it would have. But of course we have the fucking imprisoned Giraffe Rig. And astoundingly, it almost works. Like he gets a Calm Mind. I think he goes for 2. But Cat Bomb shows Expanding Force for some reason instead of fucking Stored Power. So it actually throws that whole set out the window all of a sudden. And he admitted that was a mistake, right? Like, he thought it was Stored Power, not Expanding Force, but actually that kind of worked out for him.
Indeed.
Kind of a questionable play there. Big Honey goes for the switch from the Giraffe Rig into the Dusclops. I feel like I would have just left the Giraffe Rig in to just get damage off. But the Dusclops comes in, gets paralyzed, and it does pick up the KO into the Sableye with the Nightshade. But King Gambit does come out here. A little scary, I think his Clops, I don't remember if he had Wisp on it, but I would have gone for the burn for sure. Like, that would have been like a big priority for me. But the counter on the Donphan is really cool. Brings it to 1. Tragically, it does not have a priority move on this, but the Gambit gets up to +4. Looking really spooky there. Anything will kill. Tragically, that Ninetales was paralyzed, so it actually gets dies to that Iron Head, which is so unfortunate. Latios does come in here. I don't know why you would bring it in. The sucker just gets that free kill. I honestly would have just gone for the Bruxish and like confuse him with Dazzling, because if he just goes for the sucker, he die, like it won't do anything, and he just loses Dusclops and Latios for free, which is so bad. Draft comes out, also just, oh my god. I know that this game happened live a bit ago, and I stepped away for a part of it. And I'm very sad to see that's what happened. And see, the Dazzling worked! He baited out the hit, and then gets the KO with the Wave Crash.
Yeah, I think both players forgot that Dazzling existed until that moment.
Yeah, it's kind of the impression
Kind of
I
gave
got.
up free Pokemon for free,
Mhm.
which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, which is
I
so
was-
unfortunate.
I definitely was somewhat frustrated watching that match, but I also have to remember, right, that in the moment there are so many things that you're thinking about when you're playing a game like that.
That's
right?
true.
That you know, we were spectators, right? So we have the luxury of only having to focus on watching the game instead of thinking about everything you need to think about when you play.
Right, for sure.
The first turn of the Dazzling proc at that point was what that would have been 22 turns ago, right? And that's hard, right? Like the first time we see Dazzling, the first turn of the game, right? I certainly can't fault them fault Big Honey for forgetting, but at the same time, it's like that was there were just a lot of Pokemon being thrown at that King Gambit. That King Gambit was just like, oh yeah.
I'm
launch,
I'm gonna click Sucker Punch over and over and over, and just kind of. I feel like this game would have just been different if he remembered Dazzling, but like, yeah, it definitely can't be like, well, you should just know what every ability does. Like, Dazzling is just such a niche ability, and
so
almost reads to me like he mistakenly took Dazzling instead of like Strong Jaw. Because like 99% of the time, this Bruxish is showing Strong Jaw. So in a way, his mistake was his benefit, but then his forgetting his mistake was his detriment in the long run. So I definitely can understand, though. It is hard to always be on it, especially when you're coming back from a night of drinks. I know where he was about 3 hours ago. I was there. It's okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I think he played it decently well. He was able to actually take out the Gambit, and like he forced that Espathra into like kind of a near unplayable position with a humble like 2 or 3 pointer, which is that's just so funny.
Yeah, this was a great match until it wasn't, but like that's not to take away from like the prep and the actual play that went into it, right?
For sure. I think if
certainly not.
I think if Big Honey kind of slowed down again, yeah, I've said this week, multiple times, just need to take your time. It's not a race. We don't play with timer for a reason in this league. I think he actually had like a really good chance to actually win with this comp. It looked to me like it had a bunch of the right pieces. Just a couple of maybe misjudgments, forgetting what Dazzling does, but like otherwise. He actually did really well, given he, according to him, he only prepped about 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes prior to this match being played.
Oh, yeah, in that
So-
case, yeah, that was pretty good then.
So yeah, all in all, really nicely well done. He actually did better than me to fucking this team. Like, I lost to Kyurem, and fuck Kyurem. Scarf Kyurem's scary.
Yeah, I mean, Kyurem, good Pokemon. Only downside is that it's not very fast, and Scarf kind of fixes that, so.
Yeah, stupid fucking Hunchback Dragon. Stand up straight, you loser.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, all in all, I would say, despite it being kind of a loss, it's kind of like an acceptable loss in a way. Like,
Well, certainly.
I wouldn't feel bad if I'm in, if I was Big Honey with this comp, and I'm like, okay, I had a couple misplays. I would feel okay given Cat Bomb has very swiftly made himself the boogeyman of the league.
Yeah, with this draft for sure.
Yeah, so definitely feeling okay about this.
And given where Big Honey started in this season, right? Basically no experience, and now to be at a point where like, with only a few minutes of prep and some discussion beforehand, you know, like, but like really not a lot of prep time, to have something that is like this functional into what is one of the best drafts, you know, obviously some piloting errors, but the preparation itself, you know, is quite good.
Yeah, definitely.
There's, you know, shows that there's been a lot of growth there.
Oh yes, yeah, absolutely.
Most certainly.
So I think unfortunately this loss does push him out of the running for playoffs this season. But I think all in all, like he had kind of the, I would say, like the best underdog story of the league, coming all the way from like 5 or 4-0 in like the first half to you know his second half being 2-1 to start. You know, that's actually quite good.
Yeah.
And you know, I think if the most important thing I think for him really is to just really take your time, analyze your your moves, your options, give yourself the best chance to try and eke out that victory, and you could probably come back next season, make it into playoffs, and maybe even take it all the way to the top.
Yeah, certainly.
So, I have high hopes for him next season. But let's get into the next game here. Which is Kick versus Jace of Spades.
Oh, the fellas return. So, full disclosure, I have not seen, I think, any of the games from this point backward. So this is going to be like live-ish reaction from me.
Oh, even better then.
I am so excited.
Well, these teams, right off the bat, Jace looks like he's playing just his comfort picks. You know, looks like a team that he just has always liked pretty much all season. Core of which being like that Tauros, the Tinkaton. These have come pretty much every game, and the Dragonite I think also has been there for the majority of his matches. The Slowking actually is here, interestingly, without the Satitan paired. So I'm kind of curious what it's going to do here. And the Hatterene, I think, is making not its debut necessarily, but it's been a while since I feel like we've seen it from him. But I think it makes her a really good special attacker.
Oh yeah.
But on the other hand, Kick's team is kind of wild. This is Magnazone's first week, you know, despite being like a top 5 pick from him. So that's going to be really interesting. And unfortunately, I mentioned this to Kick after the fact. He did not take his Slowking so he can have the Slowking mirror match. I wanted that so badly. It would have been so funny. But alas, it didn't happen.
Slowking is also pretty nice into Jace's draft too.
Yeah, definitely. I would have liked it, but you know what? It's all right. He is
the
bringing
Bramblegast.
He's bringing the Bramblegast. Good lord. I'm excited to see what this will do. I only know this in the context of doubles, to be honest with you. Like, this plus a Tailwind setter is really scary in doubles, and was seen as like a counter to Tornadus, you know, right before Worlds last year. But other than that, I have no idea what this does. Like, just kind of hit decently hard, I guess.
I don't think anybody
it's a
really.
rapid spinner, and it's a good, strong grass type hitter.
Okay. Alright,
It's immune
that's
to
good.
certain. It's immune to some pretty like nice but overall fringe moves in singles, right? With
Mhm.
Windrider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess being immune to like Blizzard, or like if there was a genie on Jace's team, I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of odd, but I guess it is a very good spinner for him. Greninja's been coming back. I feel like there's not a whole lot to say. It's a Greninja. It can be choice. It could be a choiced ninja, or it could be like Life Orb, or even Leftovers if it's like slightly bulky. This thing does whatever it wants, and your taxes. We got the fellas coming back. The Phalanx is always a fun pick, alongside his Baxcalibur and his Vikavolt. And I know he likes his Vikavolt. Definitely kind of a pet mon for him. And
That was a first week All-Star.
oh yeah, that thing was shining so bright first week. It was super cool.
Yeah. So
but,
it's pretty cool.
but let's see what it does this week, and we'll just get right into the game. We got the Magnezone lead into the Tinkaton, and disclosure, this is a Magnapole Magnezone, so it's locking this Tinkaton in place. Rocks come out from Tinkaton, but it gets 68%ed with a Thunderbolt. Tinkaton going for the Terra Stealer, I suspect just the fish out damage with that Gigaton Hammer does only about 16%, which is okay, but not incredible as it goes down to that second T-Bolt. I think the purpose of this Magnezone was to trap in Corviknight, which would have been very funny. Very much an ADV maneuver.
In observation after my own heart, but rocks are huge here, especially since, you know, we have possible two Stealth Rock weak Pokemon. Of course, we could see that either the Vikavolt or the Godzilla are wearing shoes. If they are wearing shoes, this really does not matter, but
For sure.
Ooh, the Trick Room from the Hatterene. If there was ever an obvious play that a Hatterene would want to make, it is making strange dimensions on the battlefield, and here we are. Mystical Fire, formerly a Delphox exclusive move.
Kind of a
probably-
ubiquitous fire move.
Yeah, just a great coverage move on a bunch of funky magical Pokemon.
Oh, yep. Wow.
Ugh.
This is, I feel like, a show of maybe Kick didn't look at all of his options, because I've never seen Hatterene run not Magic Bounce. That Volt Switch does only 36%, doesn't get the KO, tragically, as the zone does come out.
Not getting the KO there is just a tragedy.
You really needed
Not
that
much to say
KO.
about that. Yeah.
Zone comes in here, goes for the switch in front of that Slowking, brings out the Baxcalibur.
Interesting move.
It does eat a Fire Blast, but gets
Wait,
the
Thermal
+1 attack from
Exchange!
Thermal.
That's what I'm talking
He
about.
actually goes for a dance under the Trick Room. Slowdrave comes out, does 60-something%, and gets... Is that Life Orb on Slowking?
Yes. It is
Oh
Life
my
Orb
God.
Slowking.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And
Wait, that's kind
they
of great because Slowking is a
trade.
generator.
Yeah, we saw this last
He
week,
ran
too.
it
There was
before,
Life Orb
yeah.
Slowking.
It's really
Yeah.
interesting. Vika does come out here, and it's just going to die to a D-Gleam. The Sticky Webs
Yeah,
being kicked
not
back
forward.
actually kind of just killed him here. The Phalanx comes out, gets the Defiant boost, but at minus
Oh my
one
God.
speed,
It's faster.
It is faster. The CC there felt a little unnecessary. I feel like he could have gone for something else, even just like a normal Terra Blast if he was running that. As the D9 does come in, goes for the Earthquake, doesn't quite KO, but does 70-some%. As No Retreat is clicked for some reason, he's not going to get his speed boost, which is now a problem, but it does go down to the E-Speed regardless.
Yeah, I definitely would have gone for an attack there just to break the multi-skill. It gives your Greninja at least a chance to KO.
For sure.
I'm not sure if the Greninja survives an attack, but at least you have a chance there, right?
It
You
also
gotta
should
take
be.
it.
It also should be noted that the Vikavolt Terrat, right? So
Mhm.
normal Terra Blast would have been a special move off of Phalanx's less than adequate special attack.
That's true. But I think in the context of Hatterene, it doesn't matter. It's already so low. You just have to hit it once.
This is true.
But you know, with the Sticky Webs and that Dragonite being untouched, it just goes for the cleanup with the E speeds.
Well, now
Actually-
we know one thing. Kick is never going to forget that Hatterene has Magic Bounce ever again.
Absolutely. I honestly, during their match, because I actually got to see this one live, I looked up what other abilities Hatterene has, and I'm like, you would never ever take these.
Yeah, you never.
What else
It's
what else
always
does it
Magic
even
Bounce.
It gets like Healer, I think, and like something else, like Anticipation.
Anticipation and Healer.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's,
Anticipation.
There-
What an ability.
there's literally no reason to take any other ability other than Magic Bounce. But
Hatterene shuddered.
oh, it has an item up. I'm scared.
I think Anticipation is if the opponent's Pokemon has a move
It's like super
that
effective
can
or something.
one-shot it, it'll shudder.
Yeah, it's if you have a super effective move, right? I
Ah.
think. Super effective or Oko.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So it'll almost always shudder, which tells you nothing.
Yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
guess it'll tell you, oh, there's coverage,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is
But-
like fine,
but-
I guess.
Magic Bounce is the reason why Espeon retains some OU viability in
Right.
Gen 5 OU, and why Xatu has seen more OU play than Espeon has, even though it's currently a UU ranked Pokemon. So yeah, one of the best abilities in the game. He's never gonna forget that.
No,
He's also such a
absolutely not.
pivotal. Things were going fairly well, I think, for Kick, but that was the linchpin. I think that really sealed it.
Definitely. The fact that he was no longer able to outspeed anything, and with his Phalanx, he really needed his no retreat boost to really function, and only going back to his normal speed, which is to say, not incredible, was not going to do him any favors, and I think that really just put the game away. But yeah, I think you'll never forget what Hatterene gets as far as abilities, and he will never forget Magic Bounce exists. But otherwise, I feel like the plays were, for the most part, pretty decent on both sides. Nothing stuck out to me as being, really, really terrible. Besides, of course, throwing webs at a Magic Bouncer.
Yeah,
Magic
I think
Bounce.
I'm not sure what the thought process there exactly was. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have clicked Stickios, but I could see a line where perhaps he thought Jace would expect something like a super effective Bug Buzz to come out and
I would go for a
one-shot,
pivot.
and he would switch. Yeah. So I could see like that there's potentially a reason for that there, but
Mhm.
it's definitely very risky, right? Because if you stay in on the webs, it's just really bad.
Right.
Especially
Yeah.
after the Brambleghast had already gone down.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely think, like, if he was able to actually keep Brambleghast up, he could have actually pivoted out from this position and actually maybe have taken the game back into his own hands.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think so.
maybe it just was a hard play from there. Like he burned his Terra on the Vikavolt, which is I think fine. But yeah, I think definitely if I was in that position, if I'm staring at a Hatterene, I think the easiest play to make is just go for that special Bug Buzz, just to try and fish for damage. Because after the Tinkaton actually went down, not a whole lot of things wanted to take a Bug Buzz from the Vika.
Yeah, even if it's resisted by something like, let's say the
Like the
Tauros, right? It's still like going to do like a decent amount, and that's chip onto the Tauros that is valuable later for your other mons to,
For
get
sure.
in with, right?
Yeah, especially if you can whittle it down even to like 50% before it can proc the pinch berries, which
Mhm.
I know is a J specialty.
Yeah.
He's run that so often, and it's awesome. I really like it actually. It's really cool. But yeah, I think if that Bug Buzz had come out, gotten some damage, potentially just killed Hatterene actually from like whatever HP it was. I think it was fairly healthy when the web's turn happened. Yeah, right here. If this was a Bug Buzz, granted he got the -1, so it was gonna do less, but I feel like just fishing for that super effective damage would have been.
Yeah, even so, it would have done a lot of damage.
Like Vika's base like 145 or something special attack, something
Yeah,
outrageous.
145. Yeah.
So
it's
a Bug
ridiculous.
Buzz off of stab, even at -1, will do like probably like 60% minimum ish to this.
Let me just run this calc real quick.
Like, I can't see a world where it doesn't do a healthy amount of damage, unless it's like max HP, max special defense, and even then, that's like kind of questionable.
Yeah, even at -1, it's it's 36 to 42%.
That's not bad. That's potentially a
Pretty
two-shot.
good, yeah. I forgot it's not super effective because Fairy resists bug.
Right.
What doesn't resist bug?
Yeah. I wonder then, would Thunderbolt have been better, actually?
Bug
It's the
doesn't
same
resist
because
bug.
they're both
Okay.
neutral hits.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
But dang, that was actually still, as far as games go, that was really close.
Hmm.
Only being up 2, that's really tight.
Yeah, for sure.
And well done on Jace, actually. He played that was a pretty solidly well played game for him, and I think
Yeah.
puts him on a 2-win streak if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. He is now 2 wins in his last 2 games.
It is honestly really cool to see some of the players that were kind of cruising toward the bottom end of the the standings in the first half of the season really start to kind of shine a little bit as we kind of close things out. I kind of wish their stars had started to shine maybe in week 5 or like week 4. But you know what? Better late than never, really. And I
Yeah.
think it's, this is good for all of the newer players, getting familiar with it. I understand it takes a long time. There's a lot to process in competitive Pokemon, definitely. So I commend, some of our players like Jace and Big Honey, really kind of picking themselves and pulling themselves kind of up by their bootstraps and really like getting into the swing of the game here. Like I just looked at the placings, and Jace has the same differential as Nook, who's actually, he's only in his current position because he had a better overall record.
Yeah.
But wow, it is quite the race as we kind of close out our season here, and we're just gonna get right into the next game. If I can find
Yeah, just take us
Discord.
in.
Where link? And I believe this is Jash versus Hakurai. So
Oh,
this is a cool one because Ventus, I know you and I have been ranting and raving about this to Haku for weeks, and it's to play Rain correctly.
Yeah,
Finally.
play the Rain Core, because the Rain Core is really good.
finally.
Because we were like, Landorus, Archaludon, Overquill cover each other stupidly well, and what do they all need? Pelipper. And would you look at that, he's brought Landorus, Archaludon, Overquill, and Pelipper. Oh, at long last, we have the Rain Core. And of course, it's supported by his favorite Eviolite user, Porygon 2, and one of my favorite little grass fucking things that fit in the pocket, Shaman. So I'm curious to see if he's playing the Subseed variant and be like playing a little bit more of a defensive, slower style, or if he's just going to like hyper offense. I suspect he's going to play defensive with like Leech Seed, Subseed kind of a deal, but we'll find out the hard way.
Yeah, I've seen this game, so I'll let you guys take it away.
Sounds good.
Give your reaction.
I watched this game while I was at a bar, so this is like
I
a
have
very
not seen
clear-headed
this game.
analysis for me. We have Jash bringing out the Sandrush Houndstone Court. You can't tell me it's fluffy. No way. I refuse to believe that. Sitting next to the Hippowdon. No.
I mean, weirder things have happened.
Yeah.
It is.
He didn't-
I will confirm that
he-
it is indeed not fluffy.
Oh, good. I
He-
would hope so.
He forgot to bring Thunderdus into me, so
Listen.
shout out to Josh. I'm glad you're using your abilities properly.
Hell yeah.
I made sure that it was not fluffy.
Oh, good. I would hope so. But we also have the Deoxyspeed coming back. I think it's been back on his team pretty much every week at this point. And he has
Yeah,
finally
almost
opted
every
to
week, at
actually
least.
bring his Thundurus to more than one game. So here it is. And it is actually, I would say, decently positioned because Thundurus gets a ton of coverage and it could hit a lot of things decently well. Off of a pretty monstrous special attack stat. And he's rounded out his team with a couple of new pickups, the Primarina and the Flamigo. Both are kind of cool pickups. Flamigo gives him another thing that's kind of immune to Earthquake, which has been kind of the boon, or the bane of his team all season. So it is good to see that he's actually bringing in another flying type here. And one with, a good offensive stat, or type combination with fighting flying. Actually gives him some outs into a couple of Mons, especially even into this team, I feel like. And Primarina, of course, I feel like is just a very good overall Mon. I ran this in VGC one time. Super fun, actually. Astonishingly bulky. Like, it's deceptively bulky in some cases, I feel like. And with
What's really
Liquid Voice,
interesting
it still
about-
hurts.
What's interesting about Primarina, at least in the context of this draft season, is that this is the first time Primarina is actually being seen in play because it had not been drafted.
That's true. This was a last...
all season,
This was a last chance draft pickup.
which means that if Josh doesn't make it, then Primarina has seen a total of 1 game. Maybe 2, because we have 1 more week. But judging just by Josh's next opponent in the schedule, who is... Oh, maybe he could bring it into Siege. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is a really, really good Pokemon that was picked inordinately late. And there are many of those.
For
Annihilate being one, which still hasn't seen play at all because nobody's picked it up. But, you know. it's one of those things.
Hilariously, even Meowscarada has technically not seen any play.
Okay, all right.
Look, I'm
It's
just
been
saying.
taken, but it hasn't come out yet.
I'm just
Alright.
saying. It's been picked and has never come out a single game that JC has brought it.
I mean, like it free agented,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I think this Primarina is positioned decently well into this team comp. Like Liquid Voice boosted Hyper Voice can go crazy, but it is also hard walled out by like our Chaladon and the Shaman. So we'll see how it goes. So I'll set the speed to slow as always. I won't play. Get right into it. We got the leads here. Shaman, and it is staring at the Thundurus. I like this. Thunder's going for the Nasty Plot right off the bat, and I'm kind of okay with that. Shaman goes to the sub here. So he is playing a very defensive set. I'm curious to see if he actually clicks lead. What the fuck, man? Why would you Focus Blast?
I mean, I
Huh?
would be concerned that I would have been concerned that T-Bolt wouldn't have broken sub, except now. Wait, Thunder?
Wait. What
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, I guess
That's
to
kinda
play
smart.
into the Pelipper, that's kind of cool.
To play into Pelipper, or to play just to Rain in general, that's not bad.
Mhm. Oh, the
Wow.
Para roll.
Yo!
Oh, and it Para
okay.
hexed.
Oh my god! Now this is where you try to click Focus Blast. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to click Thunder again.
Okay, well, he can click Thunder again.
There's no hidden power in this generation,
Nope.
so...
There's a switch into Primarina.
Okay.
Landers actually goes for its own Nasty
Uh-oh.
Plot here, which is looking really scary. But he goes for the switch, actually. I don't know why, into Porygon? I think a Sludge Bomb may have
Doesn't want
just
to
killed, but
reveal... Doesn't want to reveal the Sludge Wave, maybe?
I
That would
guess
be interesting.
so. Ice Beam does come out,
Oh,
doesn't do
and
that
now-
much, but the Moonblast chunks pretty healthily. Discharge doesn't kill here, but the
Doesn't para
Moonblast...
either.
Yeah, no Para either. But the Recover comes out. I would have switched at this point. Discharge comes out, does 18%, rolls the Para here, which is pretty unfortunate. Porygon gets a safe recovery because it's now faster. The
The
Moonblast
Digital
is
Duck
not...
is doing Digital Duck things.
My issue is the Moonblasts weren't rolling the Spat Drop. That would have probably scared it out sooner, but the Hippowdon comes in here, soaks up that Discharge, sets up the Sand, as Porygon kind of just gets to freely recover all at once here. There goes the Earthquake, doing minuscule damage. 19% is not a lot. There's the Ice Beam. Crits actually for 42%. As rocks do come out here. I mean, rocks is useful, but I'm not too sure how important rocks are going to be into this matchup on the whole. Houndstone
It
does...
entirely... Oh,
There's the
Here we go.
Houndstone.
this
There's-
could be big.
really
What is
big.
Houndstone? Houndstone does get...
What the fuck?
Nope.
Well,
That ain't
That
it,
is a-
Keith.
it was about to be really big, and then it actually was, in fact,
I
really
was-
small.
I'm glad I didn't commentators curse this. I was definitely going to ask, what is Houndstone's main stab after, Last Respects, rightfully so, is banned in this league.
Yep.
And I was thinking, okay, yeah, Poltergeist, there's no way he's clicking and the Poltergeist came out. Okay. So
Yep.
catching up with the current match,
Oh, the Ice Beam
Big.
rolls the freeze on the Flamigo. That's huge.
this is very big. And there's no freeze clause in this generation, so
Nope.
he can freely keep clicking Ice Beam.
There's the
Houndstone
Discharge.
gets paired here.
But it's still going to outspeed the
It's-
Sand with Sand Rush. Playref
Play-
comes out here. He
Bruh.
didn't... Hold on a minute. I know Houndstone's a Terra Captain. Why didn't he Terra?
Here's my question. Does Josh know why Porygon 2 is so bulky?
I'm I'm looking at his team actually. I don't see a knockoff anywhere.
Does Deoxys no longer get knockoff?
It does.
Oh, the crit with the Ice Beam actually gets that KO on the Hippowdon. But here's that D speed. Knockoff? Focus Blast. Does 60% actually. That's a healthy chunk. Life Orb kind of nicking himself in the leg there. Foul Play comes out. Does only 39%, which is actually not that much. Focus Miss. There's the Foul Play again. Focus Miss? Oh my god.
Psycho
It's
Boost would
horror.
have been just fine.
Yes, even just Psychic. Just full stop Psychic would have killed. That's
I
so
would be-
unfortunate.
I would be hard pressed to have a Deoxys that doesn't run Psycho Boost as its main stab, or if it's like an offensive like Deoxys
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, here we go. The Moonblast comes
The
out.
power of Primarina, right? Like this is
Aqua Jet!
what?
Well, that's kind of neat, I
Yeah,
guess.
Jet is good prep.
I mean,
I kind of wish this priority move was on that Dawn
Okay.
Fed from the other game.
coming off of a 74 attack, you know, not. Oh. It is so sad to see the best Birdmon frozen in such a way.
I agree. He's not hopping around.
He's not hopping around anymore.
Yeah,
He's not
The freeze on the Flamingo is brutal.
coordinating his movements.
Well, there's the Houndstone. The
it's
Shadow Snake does a decent amount. Actually prevents the sub here. The Shadow Snake could kill? Okay, he goes for the switch. He's playing smart. He got parried anyway. God.
It feels bad, man.
You hate to see it every time. There's the Flash Cannon. Picks up that KO on the Houndstone. Last is that Thunderous Therian here. Kind of versus the world. Just goes for the nasty plot, but... I mean... okay. Well, that was certainly a game. I'm hard... I really want to know what his Thunderous's moveset was. Because if it had Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave or something... Because I know it gets, I think, one of them.
Does it?
I thought it
Yeah,
did.
it gets both, I believe.
Oh, really?
So Sludge
But,
Wave...
yeah, I definitely want to know what the fourth move was there.
Because we see NP, Focus Blast,
Yeah, wow, it
Thunder,
does.
and nothing. But if it was Sludge Wave, that's really free into Shaman, and you kind of in a way bait out the Archaludon, and then you can hit it with Focus Blast.
Mm-hmm.
I also like. I'm gonna nitpick a little bit here. I think going Thunder is kind of ambitious. Especially because he's not running Blunder Policy. I think Thunder is just not consistent enough of a move. Like, granted, it's gonna hit all the time in Rain, but had Haku not even brought the Rain core, Thunder looks terrible.
That's true.
I felt I would have been safer going like T-Bolt. You know, I vastly prefer the accuracy guaranteeing my damage as opposed to gambling for a KO, and then if I lose the the dice roll, I just lose. Which in a way
I think
kind of showed itself this game.
I think the thought process was that it was more likely for Haku to have brought the Rain Core, considering that Josh himself has the Sand Team, and it's felt likely that they would try to fight that Weather War because the Sand Sweepers and the Rain Sweepers are very threatening. So being able to turn off those sweepers is a pretty appealing prospect.
I will also
fair.
add though that in Pokemon Legends Arceus, the Genie's got signature moves. Wild Bolt Storm doesn't miss in Rain,
Oh, it's also
and
stronger.
no, it's not stronger.
Is it?
It's only 100 base power,
It's
but
10 less
it is
power,
better
but it's 10
accurate.
more
It
accuracy.
is better accuracy, and it has a 20% chance to para, which is enormous against Rain offense. Wild Bolt Storm is, I think, better than Thunder 100% of the time in this specific matchup, because the drawback is less severe, right? If he's running, if he's running, say, sub in the last move slot, that means in no weather conditions, actually under his weather condition, his chosen weather, he's running 2 Focus Blasts at best, right? So it's hard to justify using Thunder over the Wild Bolt Storm. That being said, this is a very new addition to Thunderous's moveset, right? And it's not seen a lot of play in singles because, well, it's Wild Bolt Storm, which is a very specific kind of move for a very specific kind of application, which is fighting rain.
For sure.
So, like, you know, that the prep was good, right? But, and again, this new kind of Thunder alternative is new. But I think Wild Bolt Storm would have been better. That's a cooler name.
I'm inclined to
Wild Bolt Storm is a cool name.
I'm inclined to think that perhaps if there was like maybe just like a little bit more, like, it's hard to say. I don't want to necessarily say if there's more prep put into it, but like maybe just considering your options a little bit more for Josh's team, like he may have been able to kind of piece together potentially a more consistent team. I don't super like the use of Focus Blast on multiple things necessarily. Like, it's good coverage, like, don't get me wrong. And Thunder obviously is just a good move, but like there has to be other options for some of these, like Wild Bolt Storm, Thunderbolt, both of which I think are just better than Thunder in a vacuum. And generally, I would have considered preparing as if you're playing in a vacuum, because you can't guarantee rain, and if you're not going to set the rain, like, I don't think it should be necessarily like a very good consideration. Especially given we've had so many players, including myself, who have suffered some critical, turning point, like, not necessarily maybe like losses per se, but like there's some critical turns that like put people on the back foot because of accuracy. So
Yeah,
why not try to mitigate that as much as you can, as opposed to running 2 70% chance moves. 70% chance in Pokemon, as everyone knows, effectively just 0. So why, consider that? Like, why not just go for something perhaps just a bit more consistent? But, I can still understand the logic, at least, perhaps
I think
in this case.
Focus Blast is not a bad choice here. And I say that even though obviously, everyone knows Focus Miss, haha. But in this matchup in particular, I think it was actually important to have it because there's not a good answer to our Chaladon otherwise. All of his ground and fighting threats are physical.
Oh, that's fair, and they'll get kind of
So-
hardwalled by stamina stacking up.
Yeah, and if the stamina stack gets going, there's just no other way to beat it, right?
Right.
Like there's
Yeah.
and there's unfortunately there's no earth power user on this team, so you really are stuck with Focus Blast or Aura Sphere,
That's fair.
and there's no Aura Sphere available. Or at least I don't think there's Aura Sphere available in this case. So
No, there's no Aura Sphere on. I'm looking at Steam. I don't see a thing that jumps out at me as being.
yeah,
I think I bring up the Focus Blast thing because we saw Deoxys Speed click it 3 times and miss it twice, which I know is like, well, mathematically that's just really unlucky, but also at the same time, why not just click a more consistent move,
Yeah, not clicking the like just another damage move when it was at 20%. I don't know what the calc is there. Like maybe it survives the other moves, but
At like
yeah,
15-20% where, when it got brought down, anything would have killed it, I'm fairly certain. Like an invested
Yeah.
Life Orb D-Speed, that'll kill.
yeah, I think so, right?
I think another critical thing for this matchup that Mox kind of hinted at is kind of the lack of disruption, and primarily just the lack of knockoff. Knockoff would have been really, really useful, like getting rid of the leftovers from Shaman to kind of slow it down. knocking off a Violite from the Porygon 2 would have made life so much easier. And like we didn't see a lot of the other mons this game, but like definitely getting rid of like whatever Landorus would have had. If the game went long, knocking off the potential the stupid Drizzle Rock or whatever it's called off of Pelipper would have been really good.
Damp Rock.
Yeah, Damp Rock.
Yeah.
You know, getting rid of that would have been super helpful, you know, if the game kind of went longer. And I'm sure, like, the Archaludon either had, like, either Assault Vest or, like, leftovers or something. So getting rid of that also would have been super helpful, because then you could potentially have combated the Archaludon more conveniently with the Focus Blast users.
Yeah.
So it's, it just feels a little rough, you know?
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see even maybe like Trick from the Houndstone.
Oh, that could have been kind of nice, kind of interesting.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, this was choice banned Houndstone, but yeah, like I think it could have been interesting to, you know, obviously you're giving up some of that power, but like just having the option to Trick, as we have seen in other games, is pretty good.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Sometimes you're like, I think if you got the Trick band onto the Porygon, that would have been like lights out. Like this Porygon is now suddenly so much more useless.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
if it locked into Play Rough, or sorry, Foul Play, and then he just repositioned like Primarina in front of it, he could have just kind of sat there and like set up. If I don't know if it's a Calm Mind Prima or whatever. It looks to me like it's just 4 attacks.
Yeah, it's AV 4 attacks.
Oh god, okay. That's certainly a choice.
I think AV is quite good on Primarina, actually.
I can see how
Yeah,
it's
I
not
agree.
bad. I am very much in the camp of playing a slower style with like Calm Mind Recover shenanigans.
Maria gets recovered.
I think so.
I don't believe it does.
Does it not get
Does
it?
it not-
I swear to God, it has a recovery.
Life do?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Is like that's I mean
That's like a V. I play VGC, so I don't know. I played like a sustained Primarina with like Calm Mind.
yeah, life 2. It gets life 2.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I mean that's a great VGC move.
It gets Aqua Ring.
Nah, let's fucking
Got it.
go.
I mean, you know what else gets Aqua Ring?
Kyogre.
I think.
No,
It does not get Baton Pass, unfortunately.
L. Smeargle does.
It sure does. Blastoise gets Aqua Ring and life 2.
Oh,
Full
let's
sustain
go.
Blastoise, let's go.
Yeah.
Yo. Hey, yo. Full
It
max
makes-
HP, defense invested, sustain.
Yeah. Too
Awful.
bad it doesn't get scalded anymore.
True.
Yeah, so this was an interesting one. I think it went about the way it should have.
Oh, what the
In a
hell?
weird way. What?
Toa, thank you so much for the gifted sub.
Oh wow.
Hey, yo.
Incredible. Thank
Corn,
you.
you gamer, you should be painting palette. Fuck, you right. Hold on. Wait, Toa, go to bed. Isn't it like stupid o'clock for you?
No fear.
Also, don't at me. My paladins are right here. They've been. It's 5 a.m. Jesus Christ. Look, Toa, I'm gonna finish the stream. I'm gonna paint my 2 Sikran Venators that are on my desk right here. Yep, they're right here. And then we're gonna go back to paint paladins. All right. I'm putting the paladins box. It's right here, very dangerously perched next to my open window.
Bro. Yikes.
Literally got up 20 seconds ago. Now I have to go paint. All right, respect, bro. I'll see you in. Oh god, I'll see you in like 5 days, dude. I'm excited for Adepticon. I'm looking forward to it. And you will fight Nornhub. That's a promise. I'm very excited. And thank you so much for the gifted sub. Really appreciate it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Toa's a a friend I made last year. Really good guy. And like a Chad motherfucker, he plays Lamenters.
Oh, nice.
Oh yes.
It's awesome. I oh my god. I really wish I had a chance to get a game in last year, but that's what this year's for. And I will bring Norns.
baby.
I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. But let's move on from this game. We got a couple more. I feel like we're kind of powering through these better than last time we did the recap stream. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm already tired, so I can't get any worse. But
Perhaps.
but that's
Oh
alright.
boy.
So here we
Oh
go.
no.
This
Sun
is-
versus sun.
This is the
Yep.
battle of the brothers, which is really funny.
Sure got
This
the
is the-
sun mirror here.
This is the brothers' war. We got Urza and Mishra. In the
All right.
battlefield.
So who's Urza?
Who's older?
Blue Black is
He
older.
did.
Okay, so he's Urza.
All right. This works because Nook is I think in like comp sci as a major, like
Very
engineering,
Mishra,
so
yeah.
that works.
Very Mishra.
So looking at the teams here, not a whole lot to really talk about. Like, Blue Black has just brought his Sun Core with Torkoal, Walking Wake, and Lilligant Hisui, and he's paired it with two of his favorite rock types and a Bull. The Bull
All
obviously
hail the
is
Bull.
everyone knows what the Bull does. It's super bulky. It's a really good defensive pick. And
It
like this-
doesn't hold water very well.
No.
because the bowl does have a crack in it.
No, in fact, actually, this bowl doesn't want to get wet. So, what is it really good for? I guess holding dry
Right.
cereal.
Yeah, it's really good at holding dry cereal.
you can
Well,
put, like,
but it has a
fruity
hole on the
pebbles.
side.
okay,
there's a
okay.
hole in the
You,
side.
you can put like almonds.
Those stealthy fruity pebbles.
Yo, yeah, fill it with stealthy pebbles. Let's go.
Fruity pebbles aren't fruity pebbles grass type though.
Oh, true.
It's super effective.
No, that's why we're putting in normal pebbles.
That's poison type. You're right. It's resistant.
There you go.
Don't worry.
So,
CW guys.
and of course, you know,
CW.
Minior is here. Minior, I think Amon that Blue Black has been trying to make work desperately, pretty much all season. But I think it's been a bit of a struggle for him, unfortunately. And of course,
Only
Glimora.
gotten a couple of KOs.
It
I
has.
respect the shit out of it though, because like Minior is it's just such a cool Pokemon. It was on the bench last generation, and seeing it back this generation is a treat.
Oh, for sure.
I'm a
definitely.
big Minior enjoyer, but I have to say I beat one Sun team, and I lost to the other Sun team real bad.
Yeah,
So-
you're 1-for-1 against
I'm-
Sun teams, my friend.
I'm not biased because I'm genuinely like I'm just really excited to see this game. You two have seen this.
Yep.
I
Okay.
did watch this game as it was being
I
played.
am going in this completely blind.
We'll probably
Um,
let you just kind of soak it all in as I just sort of read out plays.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
And we're just briefly touching on Nook's team. This is his same team from last week, pretty much.
That's wild.
You have
Yeah,
the
almost
Sun-
exactly.
It
Yeah,
is,
it's
it is,
actually exactly
straight
the
up.
same team. Yeah.
So you have the Sun pair, Ninetales, Gouging Fire, Swampert here, I assume, for coverage. I swear to God, if it's still mixed Swampert, I'm going to shoot him. Weavile is here again, which is pretty sick. Kind of goes crazy into this team to an extent. The Jolteon makes another appearance, and the Florges is back. I struggled to I gotta wonder what this Florges is gonna do. I guess it sits on the Walking Lake, but that's sort of it. So it'll be interesting to see how Nook plays it. But let's get right into it. Alright, we got the leads. It's Glimora into the Swampert, so neither player setting up the Sun right away. Spikes comes out from the Glim as the Earthquake just... There's no Sash?
Yeah,
Huh.
it's not Sash, which is interesting.
Was this card? It has to be like red card or something.
If it was
Glim.
red card, would it not have still procced on KO?
No, you have
No,
to
it's
live.
only if you survive the hit.
Wait.
What happened
raw
there?
Click-
Solar Blade?
He raw Solar Bladed in the rocks and then left it in
My
to
man just
die?
raw dogged a solar blade. That is
Weavile comes
Weavile
out.
is wearing shoes.
It's got them nice-ass Tims. Torkoal does come out as the Swords Dance actually goes up for the Weavile, which is really cool.
Wow. Bold.
Knockout comes out, does 58 getting rid of the eject button, which is pretty funny. And overheat misses.
Miss.
Oh, the overheat would
Yeah,
have been.
very.
That is a
unfortunate
very
there.
real injury. God damn.
Oh my god. Well, Minior comes in here, eats 25% of the entry as it dies to knock at +2. Getting rid of a red card. Wait, huh?
The sunlight is strong.
Well, Sun is still
No.
strong. The Proto comes in here. Knockoff gets the KO. It's another red card.
Weavile played handball with handball too hard.
Wait,
Gone.
these are
Knock
all.
off.
Are these all red card? Red card eject buttons? No shot.
There's no way. There's no way.
It's 2 yellow cards.
Oh my god.
One.
The
two.
trip X rolls all 3 hits, getting that clean
Absurd.
KO. Wait, what the fuck?
Now Sun's gone.
There goes the Sun. The Lilligant comes out.
Why?
Why not just go into the Torque hole? But then now the Lilligant just goes down for. Wait. Oh, the red card interrupted the triple axe.
Oh.
Red card on the triple axle is
What?
crazy.
Wait, and then the Ninetales comes out, gives Blue Black the Sun as the axe kick actually gets the KO through the poison spikes.
That actually, this is
Now Weavile comes out staring down at the chlorophyll, seeing, oh, the axe kick just gets a KO. No shot. This reverse sweeps, right? Like Gouging Fire just comes out here. Okay, cool. That's crazy.
Wait, why didn't Weavile click Ice Shard there? I don't know if it
Maybe it
kills,
didn't
but it
have
does
Ice Shard?
chip.
Axe kick comes out here, doesn't get the KO. Heat Crash just cleans this up. What the crit wasn't necessary.
Oh.
Come on now.
Yeah,
Oh.
that crit did not matter at all.
And
Oh.
last but not least, the Torque hole,
Oh.
which dies on entry.
Poor Twerkle. God damn.
don't say that. Wow. Okay. The Brothers' War was a very action-packed battle, and I feel like Urza kind of lost the original Brothers' War in Magic Story. But wow.
Answer you ask: is it the Antiquities War or is it the Brothers' War?
You know, that's a good question. How about Nobody's War?
More
'Cause
compliant.
how about neither? Because both sets were terrible.
It was pretty good.
Eh.
That's a conversation for after the stream.
Yeah, definitely.
I am too sober
Sorry.
for this.
Conversation for another day.
Sorry.
But wow, this
Oh,
was
God.
this was a heated game, and I'm saying not just because Gouging Fire won with Heat Crash.
Very good, sir. Very
Thank
good.
you, thank you. I don't write my own jokes. I have a ghostwriter in the corner. They're paid to
Ghostwriter?
stay silent and sit there. But wow, what a game actually. Gouging Fire kind of I feel like could have been brought in a little bit sooner actually. But you know what? It came in at a decent time, and it still put in a lot of work. That
Yeah.
Weavile though, MVP for Nook. Holy crap!
Incredible.
And I feel like this was also another game where we kind of lost a few Pokemon for no real reason.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, like we kind of lost this Minior and the Ting-Lu for no real gain.
Yeah, I think in either case, like Torkoal could have just come back out, been sack fodder, and then you just try to position like the Walking Wake, and then kind of let that kind of go to town.
Could have just brought the Lilligant in too and hit the axe kick in the sun, right?
Yeah,
Faster.
that would have been much better for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure what the thought was. I think part of the issue was also that Blue Black ran red card on basically everything.
Can we just talk about the fact, though, that my man Blue Black raw solar bladed?
Rue, the raw Solar Blade on turn 2.
Okay, I feel like that was maybe Nook's worst play, was like Swampert die for no reason.
Yeah, definitely. But still, that was pretty funny.
It was really funny. I still think it was stupid, but it was really funny.
Honestly, I don't think he was even that bad of a play. Because what do you want to switch in on a Solar Blade? Like,
I guess,
you
yeah,
don't want
I
your
mean,
Gouging Fire to take all that damage.
it's
and-
quad resisted though.
Yeah, but still, it's gonna do a decent amount, right? And like every bit of health on Gouging Fire counts or something.
I guess so, because there's no Grassy Terrain for recovery, there's no Rillaboom.
Yeah.
Well, what about-
obviously, there's
well-
a chance to use Morning Sun, but if this is just an offensive set, right? It's
Yeah, like
Which I would
D-Dance
assume
3
it
attacks
is.
or something.
yeah. Like,
That's fair.
That's not a terrible play. What
Yeah,
about
you want
Ninetales?
to preserve it,
Ninetales
and
probably-
Swampert is kind of bad in this matchup. Like, what's Swampert hitting here, really?
True.
It's gonna hit like Minior with Surf maybe, and then
That's fair,
King
but also
Lou with
like
Surf maybe.
that's a good point. And Minior does kind of die to a bunch of other stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Swampert really put in its work when it picked up that KO with Earthquake into that Glim, which also
Yeah.
I don't know why this Glim wasn't just Focus Sashed. Because
Suicide Lead Swampert is hilarious.
it is suicide. I agree. I think Suicide no benefit lead for like Glabora is equally funny but also terrible. Like I guess like Red Card is kind of cute on Glim, but also like if you're staring down a Swampert, you're gonna die. Like Earthquake exists.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and like 99% of the time you want to go Focus Sash anyway, to guarantee 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. Because he could have absolutely just gone for 1 layer of spikes, eat the Earthquake, go to 1, click Stealth Rock or something, die to whatever, a second Earthquake, and then get a 2nd layer of Toxic Spikes, which I think looked pretty good as an option. So I just don't super understand why that wasn't the play. But I guess maybe they agreed to just kind of be funny about it. At the cost of Glim just sort of dying for free.
Perhaps.
But overall,
That was a fun game to watch, though.
That was
a
fun.
I was on the edge of my seat. That was great.
I kind of was. I feel a little exhausted after watching that one. Like it was just kind of, it was just slugfest every turn. Like basically, from turn like, there was like I think 2 turns where a thing didn't die.
This is reminding me of the good old days, and by good old days I mean bad old days of Sun offense being viable in Black and White OU.
Oh God.
When you still had Doug Trio and Chlorophyll Venusaur free in the tier.
I remember those days. They were terrible. Absolute
Oof.
misery.
Yeah. Wobbuffet showing up sometime.
Yeah, it's just like a weird tech piece. And it's just a trap.
Terrible. That was a really fun match, though. This
Yeah.
was like if that was.
I feel like I don't have a whole lot to say. Because, like, if Blue Black was kind of trolling by going red card on a bunch of stuff, like, it's hard to say, like, well, you could... Obviously, the correct answer is you just have real items, but, like, if they're doing this kind of for fun, and it was kind of a silly game, they both brought their Sunsetters. This was just sort of a good fun game to just kind of take in and enjoy.
Yeah, definitely.
If no one else has anything else to say, we'll just move on.
Yep. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about that.
Sounds good. I didn't want to anyway. Well, here we go.
A few misplays. Kind of know what happened there.
Yeah. So this is a game I didn't really see. I just sort of heard about it through text messages. And this is Lemons versus JC. And holy shit, these are teams. Lemons is bringing out his Garchomp. I'm curious to see if it's going to be an offensive Chomp or a defensive, like, bulkier Chomp. He's actually bringing out the Sinistcha again. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen it. Cantonian Muck, Azelf, Latias, and Iron Shreds. And these 3 have kind of been his core throughout the entirety of the season. So I'm not really surprised that they're back for this game. I suspect, they might be a combination of comfort picks and just overall, things that he finds to be quite strong. And, he's not necessarily... I don't think he's wrong in that assessment. Like, Azelf has some good history to it, as does Latias, is just kind of being really good offensive mons. Latias maybe not quite as offensive, but Azelf for sure, in the right hands,
Yeah.
can just kill stuff for what feels like no reason. And Iron Shreds
Let's
just
talk
kind of anchored him with the spinner.
Talk about killing stuff for no reason. My God, look at JC's team.
Yeah, every mon on this team can kill for no reason, and Meloetta.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, JC's draft, extremely terrifying. It's made of entirely threat mons.
this is like the cat bomb approach, because cat bomb told us in another call, he's like, my draft is just a bunch of shit that hits really hard, and I'm like, fair enough.
Yeah, and that's a good approach to it, right? Like,
And I think JC took that and just kind of said, hold my beer, and it's just kind of gone all off the rails.
mhm.
Every mon on this team can just blow you up except Meloetta. But even then, Meloetta
And then
can kinda
Meloetta
do
will
work.
hit Relic Song and put you to sleep.
Exactly.
To set up for something else to blow you up.
Like, boom, you're asleep. Boom, there's knockoff. Boom, click Relic Song on the switch and put the next thing to sleep. Like,
Personally, yeah, I'm excited for this game. It's the first time we get to see Ursaluno come out.
are we gonna see this fucking cat? I swear.
So we get to see the bear. Hopefully, we get to see. I mean, I've seen this game already actually, but
Well,
Yeah,
we'll find out the
we'll get-
fun way.
yeah, we'll get to see if the Masquerada gets to do any work here for once. We'll see if Quaquaval can pick up even more kills.
I swear to God, if Quaquaval ends like fucking 15-0, I'm gonna lose it.
Quaquaval may sweep.
Good lord.
That's just the inevitability of any game with Quaquaval.
True.
It's just
One
this
thing
Pokemon
dies
may
to Quack, and then you lose just instantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus
this
Christ.
Pokemon may sweep at any time, and that's just how it is.
I think what's funny to me is JC has told me that she's like, I have this cat and it's never done anything, and I'm like, I don't know if that makes you. I think that makes you a really good player. She's like, I just want to use it. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I definitely understand that feeling, but we'll see. Let's get into it.
all right, here we go. We got the leads. It's the Iron Treads, and it is looking at the Ursaluna.
The bear.
Ice Spinner comes out, does a decent 33%, but that's not quite enough as the Earthquake brings it to 5!
Does he know? Does he
Does
know?
He goes for the switch into Latias here. Drain Punch is kind of cool. There's the crit, gets a little bit of recovery there. Energy Ball. Bulletproof! That's
Let's
so
go!
cool! And the Crunch doesn't... Oh, the Crunch doesn't KO, but it brings the Latias to nothing. Air Slash.
What
Rolls
is
the flinch.
happening right
Oh,
now?
Power Flinch.
No second flinch. Crunch gets the KO. Wow, okay. Here comes the Garchomp. Let's see what this does here. Goes for the Brick Break. Doesn't kill?
Yeah,
That's-
the Brick Break does not get the
Oh,
KO.
the Avalanche gets the KO.
Oh,
And they
Oh.
trade to the
Avalanche.
Rough
God.
Skin. Wow. Okay.
JC is up a Pokemon.
Here comes the Sinistcha staring down Meloetta. There's the Shadow Ball. Does 60%!
The freest Shadow Ball of all time.
Yeah, this Shadow Ball did a lot more damage than I was expecting it to.
There's a CM, but it's too little too late, and it goes down to the second Shadow Ball. Oh
Oof.
man. Here comes the Muck. Shadow Ball? Oh, Psyshock! Brings it to 15! There's the knockoff. Doesn't even get the KO.
Ariana Bonchan?
Yeah.
Is that a Street Fighter reference?
I don't...
Bonchan is like one of the best Sagats in
Yes.
the world.
I don't believe it is. But there's the KO. Meloetta does go down to the U-turn. As Iron Treads comes in, I'm kind of curious why. I guess it's maybe a sack. But here comes
On fire.
Bestie Fire. Ivy Cudgel gets that bonk for the KO. And the Muck is... Everything's injured here. This Ogerpon could... There's the trick. I guess trying to take the mask away. That feels like a knowledge check loss for sure, as the knockoff gets the kill with the... Getting rid of that Scarf. And last but not least, the Muck comes in, dies to anything. There's a Cudgel. Picks up the KO. Well... Wow.
Well,
Oh,
we didn't get to see
Ogerpon.
the cat.
We continue to not see the cat, and actually we didn't even see the Quavel this game, so Quack not getting any more kills than it already has for this week. I think there is a decent amount to talk about with this game.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like there's room for discussion. You know, I think Lemons could have actually played a little bit better. I feel like perhaps a couple of the move choices were a bit questionable. Like, I don't know why Air Slash was on the Latias in the first place.
I mean, it seems like a good choice to deal with Ogerpon and with Masquerada.
I
So,
suppose.
like, I don't really hate the air slash. Obviously, air slash not exactly the best move. Yeah, we know that flying type special moves are like rock type physical moves. They're just very oppressed and not allowed to have anything good.
Yeah, they may come with decent power, but also no accuracy, or no
Y-
power
yeah.
and not 100 accuracy. Rip flying
But-
moves.
Bulletproof on Ursaluna, crazy
Such a
choice,
cool
but
innovation.
very good in this situation.
So
yeah, and,
so cool.
I had this discussion after the game when I watched it yesterday. Bulletproof on Ursaluna actually a very good tech choice for Ursaluna specifically, because a lot of the special moves that you'd like to target Ursaluna with are bullet type moves, right? Energy Ball, Aura Sphere, Focus Blast, all pretty common coverage moves for ground types or normal types, as it were, and all of them just hard walled by Bulletproof. So it really limits the options that that you can take against it. You have to really consider your coverage moves even more than you normally would when you prep against Ursaluna, knowing that that ability's there.
For sure, yeah. You can't just kind of freely click things like Aura Sphere or Focus Blast, because you do have to really account for having the options against you. You know, Bulletproof is such an important consideration.
Yeah, even things like Weather Ball too. I was thinking about like Rain Weather Ball. You can't take that against Ursaluna if it's Bulletproof.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously Rain, not an archetype that everybody in a draft league will have, but in the matchups where it's relevant, is very relevant.
For sure, yeah. I think it's definitely important to keep that in mind. I do want to comment, I think part of the... I don't know if issue's the right word, but I think, part of Lemons' struggle is perhaps just that lack of knowledge. I'm not sure what resources he's been using to prepare for his matches, but I suspect that maybe he's just not looking at everything. If it's like Smogon pre-builds, those are good starting points, and I've said this before, like they're decent for referencing, or like getting an idea of what a thing generally does, but you really got to dig deep and look at some of the other options to see what they absolutely can do.
Yeah, for sure.
And even just doing something as simple as like looking at the other abilities that Amon can get can really give you some information. Like definitely looking at Ursaluna, you would think, okay, Guts is pretty common, but whoa, hold on a minute, Bulletproof does exist. May be important to consider not taking Aura Sphere or Energy Ball into it. Maybe I need to look for like another option, like Surf would have been really good, I think, into it. So I definitely think like maybe he just needs to look at needs to dig a little bit deeper into the research aspect to just get a little bit more familiar. And like another moment here too, trying to trick the choice scarf off of his Azelf onto Ogerpon. I think that's just a knowledge check or a misclick. If it's a misclick, well, that's unfortunate. But if it's a knowledge check, this kind of goes back to Lem just not being very familiar with it. And I suspect maybe it's something he's never encountered. And really, the concept, I think, of Pokemon changing forms with an item is fairly foreign, because while Arceus did, quote-unquote, release in Gen 4, really it never was available till like Gen 5 or 6. So
yeah,
if you aren't up to date on things and you don't know that Pokemon that have a form change tied to an item, you can't take away the item.
Yeah.
That's just maybe you didn't know. Or maybe he thought like, oh, Ogerpon Fire is like a specific mon, and it's like this is this separate thing, not realizing that it transforms because of the item it carries.
Right.
But yeah, I think Lemons, he's had a bit of a rough way this back half of the season, and I just am inclined to think like maybe if he, I think just doing a little bit more research, and maybe even just asking for a little bit more help. You know, there's a bunch of we're the admins of this league, and we're more than welcome to give advice and helpful tips and/or tricks, trademark, for all the players really to like, you know, learn new things, get familiar with the mechanics, and you know, just improve really.
Yeah, I think for this game in particular, I think my biggest, maybe not question, but I guess my biggest question for this game in particular was what the Garchomp set was, and I didn't get a firm answer on that yet. But I would like to see what this Garchomp set was. I'm a bit surprised that one, I'm surprised that it didn't KO with the Brick Break.
Yeah.
But two, I'm also surprised that there wasn't some kind of attempt for setup or like just a stronger move in general, right? Brick Break obviously super effective, but you know, not that powerful in comparison to, you know, hitting a stab skill shot, for example.
Or even like Dragon Claw, I think could have been pretty good there with stab. Could have done it.
Yeah. But I want to know if this was Swords Dance or not, because I ran the calc, and actually unboosted Avalanche would not have KO'd. It does a lot. It does like 90%.
What if he swords or something?
But if he hit a Swords Dance, he would have survived the Avalanche, and then he's in a prime position to start hitting Scale Shot or, you know, something else, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
So
I didn't think about that.
I do want to know what the set was, and that's like the only real thing that I was like really burning curiosity about at the end of the game, because we have seen the Swords Dance Garchomp a lot in previous weeks, and I feel like this was maybe the best opportunity for it, at least
for
in
sure.
this specific scenario. But yeah, I'll have to follow up with him and see exactly what it was there.
Yeah, I'm curious to know as well, because depending on the moveset, there is a world where the Chomp at a +2 could have actually cleaned up most of this game, except maybe the Ogerpon.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless it's D-Dance, which actually is equally like, wow, okay, D-Dance Chomp would be scary. I don't know if it actually gets dance.
Yeah, no,
think it
it
does.
definitely does get.
Oh,
right?
okay.
I believe it does, right?
I mean, historically, that was a big thing that Garchomp did not get.
Oh, does
Was
it?
Dragon Dance.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why Scale Shot's a big deal, because it finally gets a speed boost.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
What if it's like Sword Dance, Brick Break, Scale Shot, Earthquake,
Yeah, that's what I figured the set would have been.
and then with
But
like
I was
loaded
told
die?
it was not Swords Dance,
Interesting.
so I'm not sure what this was.
I think, yeah, I'm inclined to wonder this may have been a really good week for him to just try to out-muscle with just the Chomp, you know? A defensive Chomp is good, but I feel like into a matchup where you kind of know every Mon in the draft hits like a small truck at lightest, like the Meloetta probably is the softest hitter in this entire team.
Meloetta got that K-Truck braking power, not gonna lie.
True. And you know what? I know what those do because I want a K-Truck really badly. They're cool.
Me too.
Yeah.
But like Meloetta has probably the weakest offense out of this series of 6, and like Chomp may have actually just been able to like set up on maybe even on the Meloetta if the positioning was a little bit different.
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
just gone
so.
for like a Sword Stance, Scale Shot KO, and then what can JC do at that point unless she also is packing some kind of a Scarfer? And it would even have to be scarfed like Meowscarada to even keep up with that. So it's interesting. I feel like maybe the win wasn't actually that far out of reach, but maybe just not having the right tools to get there.
Yeah, I think not recognizing perhaps that the Swords Dance, like doing the calcs, I went into that a little bit after the game, and I was like looking at it, trying to see if Swords Dance was like the best option here, and yeah, Swords Dance Scale Shot pretty much wipes everything on this team, unless it's like fully physically defensive Golurk and Ursaluna, which it may have been, but even so, right? You have the brick make option for Ursa,
Right.
and scale shot still tears a pretty big hole into even a fully defensive goaler.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not sure really what. Yeah, I'm not really sure what it could have been.
I guess that'll be the question for
It's
tomorrow
not
morning.
Dorsets, yeah, so
We'll find
I'll
out,
have to
I'm
ask
sure, at
him.
some point.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to know what his plan was with it.
Mhm.
I think maybe another play that I wasn't super fond of was the Sinistra. I suspect this may have just been like an offensive Sinistra, which is like not terrible, but like my issue is that Sinistra is always so slow that like going for a setup is really difficult because it's not like you can just capitalize on it.
Mhm.
And taking that 60% right off the bat was just so rough.
Yeah.
I think there is a world where instead you just go for like a matcha gacha. Try to fish for some damage, fish for the burn. The burn that won't reduce the shadow ball damage, but maybe if you do enough damage, the recovery could actually get you back up to a decent amount. Like if Melo would have took like 50%, the Sinistra would have healed for like 25. So there is a chance where like it could have healed itself back out of kill range, and then maybe have gone for a second one to pick up the KO with a burn chance.
Yeah, I think just hitting the attack is always like it's a safer play because you guarantee that you get damage in, right?
For sure.
I didn't expect the Shadow Ball to do that much damage, to be fair. So,
Right.
And like
Well-
I'm not sure how offensively invested this Meloetta was.
I think, assuming that this is like a really offensive Mellow into a not very specially defensive Sinistra, it kind of makes sense. Because like Sinistra's bulky, and I know with the right allocations to its stats, like you can live hits decently well. But like if it's not very specially defensive, it's not gonna live more than. I don't think it's gonna take Shadow Balls very nicely, and it looks to
Yeah.
me like this one wasn't a very well specially defensive invested
Yeah.
Sinistra.
There's also definitely a more physically defensive Mon than a specially defensive one.
For sure, yeah. So it's
So-
already suffering just on base stats.
I think I would have switched the Sinistra into the Ursaluna early on. It seems like it's the best counter for that, being a defensive grass type. Obviously, Ursa had Avalanche, which you can't really predict that super hard.
Well, but also
But-
Sinistra is way physically bulkier at a base level than Garchomp.
Yeah,
So
and that's why, right?
I think that may have been a better play. I think I may agree.
And just hitting a Matcha Gacha would have gotten a pretty decent amount of chip.
Mhm.
And in hindsight, knowing that this is bulletproof and not guts, the potential burn chance is much bigger there too, right? So
Oh yeah, because
a much bigger deal.
the damage cut actually hits and does
Right.
something.
Yeah, you're not screwing yourself by burning it, which is like, a risk that you have to consider that it is guts, but knowing that it wasn't in hindsight, like going for Matcha Gacha potentially could have changed the game. But
For sure.
that's a bit of a hard call to make, I think, too.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't blame him for not making that play.
Yeah.
I can understand. We mentioned in the heat of the moment, it can be really tough to make these really critical decisions. So I can definitely see how you maybe didn't think oh, I shouldn't. Maybe I don't bring this in because it could just die to Ursa. So that's fair. Also, as well, it's worth mentioning that the Ursaluna did pack Crunch. So
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I guess
it-
we did see the crunch.
it could still have probably just chunked through after 2. But I think maybe the Matcha Gacha would have given it a chance to maybe fish for 2 or even 3 hits of damage in, with all 3 having a chance to burn. So it's possible, but
Yeah. I
hindsight's
think also
20/20.
worth noting that Sinistra does have access to Strength Sap, so it's very well suited for taking on physical attackers, even if they have super effective, because you can kind of just, win the war of attrition as long as you don't take too much damage in one hit.
Oh, that's true.
As long as you're not one shot, right? You can kind of just Strength Sap your way back to being healthy.
Hmm.
And Ursaluna, obviously with a gargantuan attack stat.
Yeah, you can burn this thing, give it -2, and still probably full heal with a strength sap.
Yeah, for context, Sinistra's 346 HP at maximum. If it's max attack Ursaluna, that's 416.
Oh my god.
So, even after the first two strength saps, you're still getting more than half your health back.
Yeah, that's so good still.
Yeah.
And paired with recovery from Machagacha, yeah, that looks really nice.
Yeah. So I think just maybe, yeah, not you still learning how to utilize the tools a bit. And I think one thing to consider is also just and this is a little bit more advanced maybe, but learning how, how to when to double switch out and not just try to commit to the setup, right?
Yeah.
Like hitting the setup move is potentially game winning, but you have to know when you can do it, right? Like when's a good opening.
Right. You can't just rip it every time and expect it to work. That's just not how these moves are meant.
Yeah. And that's just not how the game is designed, right? Like,
yeah. I think that's definitely I do agree it is a bit more of an advanced thing, and I think in Levins' case, he's trying to figure it out. Like he's been learning to lean a little bit away from those setup options. I think he's actually played a Choice Scarf Azelf this week, so he's getting away from some of those just sit there and set up mons, which is good, I think, for just overall improvement. That build diversity is really important to learn. So I think this maybe that Sinistra calm mind got in his head, but yeah, I think there's still room for improvement. And if we do see him come back next season, I'm hoping maybe he uses the downtime to just get a little bit more familiar, maybe get a few more reps in, and maybe he'll make it back in a big way next season.
Cook up a better draft.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe one that isn't just 6 things that are weak to knock off.
Yeah. But all credit to JC though. Good prep as usual. We see once again an unconventional move or ability come out for great effect. Obviously, we didn't get to see that many Pokemon in this battle from JC's side to begin with, but
yeah, unfortunately, but
this Ursaluna had not only the perfect coverage moves for this team, but also just taking the bulletproof as a preemptive measure to the possible Aura Sphere Energy Ball from the Latias.
Yes,
that
such a cool tech choice. So smart.
So all
and
props
it paid
to
off
JC for the prep as usual.
For sure. Although I don't know if I can give an Ursaluna with bulletproof the deranged tech, because that's just smart.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is like a deranged tech. This is just it's good prep,
that's good prep,
but it's not like a crazy tech, right?
Right. I think that's looking like it's gonna go to Big Honey with an imprisoned Girafarig.
I think counter on the Donphan was a great move as well. Like that's something that I definitely wouldn't expect.
Oh yeah, that's pretty deranged. I think either. We'll see.
Yeah.
We do have one more game. This is our last one, thank God.
Yeah, getting to the end here.
And this is Siege versus you. Oh hey.
Oh yeah, this is my game. Yeah, I was terrified of this team. This defensive core that Siege is representing with the Deoxys, the Clefable, and the 2 Regis, I was really struggling to figure out what my best way to approach that is. In the case that he brought all 4, and he did.
And would you look at that?
Yeah. So
1, 2,
I was
3,
pretty terrified, to be honest.
I jokingly said because I work with Siege, and he was like, I don't know what to take, and I'm like, I just offhandedly said, just what if you take both Regis? I was kidding, by the way, and well, look at
it was a joke, but it was also not a joke. When in my prep, I was majorly stressing out about the 2 Regis. If I let any of these mons, these 4 defensive mons, get set up with Iron Defense or Cosmic Power, it's over for me. And I just, I needed a way to play around that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of scary. I didn't really help Siege prep much on this team. He was like, help me build my team, bro. And I helped him like consider one build, and then that was it. And I didn't even give it to him. So
Hey, I mean,
I don't know.
it was a scary team. It was a good team.
This looked like it could do something.
Yeah.
But let's set that speed to slow, and we'll play with sound off.
Yeah, just get into it.
So he leads with the Pult here, staring at the Metagross, fuck. There's the reflect.
Not the steel type you're looking for.
Look, there's 2 Reggies, give me a break.
True.
But there's a reflect. Knockoff comes out with the crit, actually, I think mattered a lot.
That crit definitely mattered. And I think that is what won me the game. Spoiler alert. Without the crit there, I don't know that I have even a chance at this game.
Yeah, because you have to contend with dual screens and still a Pult in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the press, actually, just getting that Oko on the Arboliva.
I kind of didn't expect the body press to come out. I thought he might have gone for another curse again, seeing the damage that the Metagross is putting out. But, yeah.
And here comes the balloon.
Yeah, so here I just figure he went Terra Fighting, which actually influenced my decision a lot here. Clear Body, I kind of forgot about Clear Body, but it means that I can get my HP back, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're much guaranteed to full heal every time.
Yeah. The unfortunate part is I can't stop him from killing me if he buffs up enough. So yeah, I took a risk. Unfortunately, he low rolls the Rock Blast twice in a row.
I was hoping here on that turn he would have just gone for the body press. Because showing here, body press dealt 73.
Yeah,
so
I had to commit to the CM here for this reason.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and the Terra Fighting really allowed me to make that decision really easily. I wasn't sure what I would go into otherwise. But yeah.
There's a Shadow, gets picked up by the Moon.
Yeah, not really a good switch in for me here, so...
This Clefable must be unaware, right?
Yeah, it is. There's the agility as it stares at the Registeel as it goes for the Protect, which is really funny.
So here, I'm just trying to get Chip onto this, trying to prevent the healing from the leftovers that I figure is likely.
Yep. And would you look at that?
Yeah, and at this point, this Metagross isn't doing much besides potentially hitting this Clefable, but it's not very good into anything else really, because I have the 2 dark types for Deoxys or I have Samurott for Deoxys in the back. I go for a Stone Edge, hoping that I could possibly crit there and get a bit more chip, but I only get 3%.
There's the Earth Power. It doesn't pick up that KO.
Yeah. This is a very...
It was there where I felt like he could have gone for the body press, potentially getting a KO.
Yeah, I think going for the body press there was the better play. It would have forced me to bring in the Samurott. Or, I guess, it wouldn't have forced me to bring in the Samurott, but it would have been a bit better for him.
Right. There's a high jump kick with the Libero. Actually allows it to live that Earth Power, which is pretty nice, I guess.
I should have hit Blood Moon there. I think Blood Moon didn't KO guaranteed, but it was pretty close.
And there's the U-turn into the Deoxys defense. As it goes for the dance, it's actually really scary. Knock comes out, does 55, getting rid of that heavy-duty boots. As Cosmic Power actually comes out. I forgot I told him to try Cosmic Power. But he goes for the Switcher, interestingly enough. A little concerning. Goes for the Moonlight. I mean, I guess that's okay, but... The Photon Geyser brings it to 5. There's the Moon.
Photon Geyser is really my only out against this Clefable.
Right.
Because it ignores the opponent's ability. It gives me like a pseudo mold breaker.
But that's pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, Yeah, that was my only out into this, so I had to go for the extra Dragon Dances in that turn. I knew I wouldn't die to the Moonblast
Mm-hmm.
unless I got crit or something. So I'm able to pretty safely go for the, just the sweep with the +3.
I think if I have to wonder if Siege had actually gone for 2 Moonblasts and the second one still crit. I think it may have turned the game completely back into his favor.
Yeah, if he went for 2 Moonblasts,
Instead of
And-
the Moonlight.
yeah, instead of the Moonlight on the first one, it may have been different. I think
that would have probably killed Necro, because the second one crit for 50. Non-crit would
Yeah.
be like 30?
like 30, yeah, like 35ish.
So you would have died, and then you're just stuck with the Samu in the back.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's possible, actually.
Yeah, actually, I think he needed the Moonlight to live the Photon Geyser, because he lived at 5, right?
Oh, I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think maybe, like, I'm not sure what the answer would have been there. I think maybe the answer was to just hit an attack with the Deoxys instead of switching.
Well, I guess my thought is, because you clicked D-Dance 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
so on the second and third clicks, he goes for Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have given you an out, potentially. Or given him an out, rather.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah. I think if he hit an attack on the Deoxys,
Yeah,
on
like the sword
second
power or
Dragon
something.
Dance, yeah, then
not gonna-
I take some chip damage there.
Yeah,
And
and then it makes it
At
maybe a little
+2,
easier.
I don't kill the Clefable, which means he can then Moonblast twice if I try to go for a third Dragon Dance and into an
Mhm.
attack.
Right.
And then he probably could have KO'd me there, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
it was definitely a very tight endgame, and like Necrozma, one of those Pokemon that it's pretty hard to deal with just on virtue of being naturally pretty bulky at base, and with Prism Armor means that it's pretty difficult to one-shot even with a super effective move if you're not boosted.
Right.
So,
yeah. Fucking.
I
hate
definitely-
saying.
Yeah, so I definitely try to leverage that, knowing that with its natural bulk, I could take a hit from the Clefable or the Deoxys before it got too far out of hand
Right.
to set up. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think the one thing that, and I'm not sure if this was just something in prep that maybe was considered and then not taken. If this Cinderace had Sucker Punch,
Oh.
I would have lost.
Yeah, because I would have just picked up the
Yeah.
Necro.
Because the Sucker Punch would pick up the Necrozma, and then he has the high jump kick for the Samurott, and assuming he doesn't miss.
Are you not scarfed on the Samu?
No, I was not this week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
yeah.
even if I were, he would be
oh, he would change first.
Dark type from Libero from hitting Sucker Punch,
Right. Oh, that's a good point.
and therefore I wouldn't have a super effective move, and I wouldn't be able to kill him anyway.
Right. And
Yeah.
the move doesn't. I think Libero activates on the move click, so he would have transformed
Yeah.
into fighting and resisted the dark move.
Libero only activates once per switch-in, right? It's like
Oh
permanent,
yeah, that's right. That's right. Sorry.
But it would have been dark, so
Genesis
he still
build.
would have resisted the dark move anyway.
Right. Yeah.
And the only move that I could click there is
He's a Razor Shell.
Sacred Sword.
Or Sacred Sword, sure.
Yeah, but he's faster than me because I'm not Scarfier, right?
Mhm.
So
Ooh.
I-
so it
assuming
actually
he
was
hit-
close. Yeah.
yeah, if he had Sucker Punch, I would have lost this game. Assuming that he had that and he hit the high jump kick.
Uh huh. Dang. Okay.
So,
Super
yeah,
close.
this
then.
is
Wow.
a very, very tight game. Just kind of came down to that at the end. But,
Well, it was a good way to start the week.
yeah, it was, yeah, very, very exciting, very exciting game. I had a lot of fun with that one, even if it was stressful to prep for.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
And before we wrap up, we'll just take a quick glance at the placements now. Got the win-loss record for the week, but most importantly, we can take a look here, kind of see what the standings are looking like, and it is quite interesting now. we got a few people who are in a good spot to just make it into playoffs. JC is actually looking really, really good here with actually a better record than some of our other players, like some of our, veterans from the last season, which were Haku and Kick. JC sitting at +9 is just so funny to me.
Yeah, with a nice little 3-win streak to get into that position.
Yeah, definitely. Looking really good. And I think tragically I am stuck in top 8. So I can't even lose to fucking not cast. God damn it, fuck. I just wanted to cast, but that's fine.
Possible? You're 5 and 2. You go.
I end
5-3.
5-3. I think it's like mathematically impossible to
Oh,
get
yeah,
out.
I think you have to. Yeah, I think you're stuck here.
Fuck. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because I would
That's
need
alright.
I would need someone from the bottom to move up. But if Nook 6-0s, he still has a worse record than me.
Yeah,
At
because
4-4.
it's by record first and then differential, right?
So someone would have to go 5-3. Yeah, no, there's no way because the next 7th and 8th place are 3-4, so the best they can end is 4-4.
Yeah, not enough players at 4 and 3 for it to.
Ah,
happen.
shit. All right, whatever.
But that being said, it's possible still for. It is possible still actually for Siege and Jace to make top 8. I believe.
So
Yeah,
would
if they
need-
win by a big differential,
and they would
and-
need both. They would need
if Blue
someone.
Black and Mox lose,
Well, they would need all three of Mox, Blue Black, and Nook to lose, so they can slide all the way up.
yeah. So if
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
So it's possible for one of them to make top 8 if it's possible for both of them to make top 8 if all 3 of the 3 and 4 players lose,
So
and it's possible for one of them if 2 of the players lose, right? 2 of the 3 and 4 players lose.
So that's the fun part. I'm committed to doing my best to beat Blue Black in week 8 because I think it'd be funny. And that would then mean Mox and Nook would have to lose, which, looking at the schedule, is going to be fascinating because you and Mox have your game, which
Yeah,
I don't know how
Oh,
that's going
boy.
to go. That'll be funny.
Neither
we're
do we.
we're committed to playing something that is very unserious, but it'll
Hell
be
yeah.
fun.
But I think the match then to kind of watch out for as far as how it affects placings would be really Nook versus Lemons. This win means mostly nothing as far as Lemons and his position in the league, but I guess it's a morale boost. But it does determine whether or not Nook makes it potentially into top 8, and it
Yeah.
affects whether or not Siege and Jace can make it. It'll
Definitely.
be interesting because Siege is playing against Jash this coming week, and we have in an interesting matchup we have Jace versus Big Honey, which really was, it's the game of the 2 first half kind of biggest losers, kind of duking it out at the very end to see who gets to crown themselves 3-1 for the second half of the season. So that's going to be really fun, I think, to see. And if Jace actually pops off, goes like 5-0 or something, ending 3-5, he could make it. Yeah, it's close.
It is possible for him to make it.
It's
yeah.
really close. But we'll have to see how that ends up. I am very much looking forward to concluding this week, as I'm actually going to be away fairly soon, so I kind of want to just get this over with. It does mean there will be no recap stream from me during week 8, but I'll probably do something when I get back from my trip at some point. And then we're going to be taking the Easter week, and by Easter week I mean like the Catholic Easter week, so like the last full week of March. effectively on. We'll take that off. We'll be taking a bit of a break there, and then we're gonna probably run playoffs starting April the 6th, which was a Saturday, and we'll probably just do them in just kind of rounds. We'll do the first round then probably the semis on the 13th, and then we'll close things out probably on the 20th or something like that, in some kind of spacing like that. Ideally, we get to watch all the playoff games happen, not at the same time, but like on the same day. I think that'd be nice. But yeah, that's something to look out for. Do you guys have anything else to say or to add that isn't a racial slur?
I mean, I'm looking forward to the rest of the games. Obviously, it's our last week, but there's still chances for people to make it to top 8. So we'll see who makes it and who doesn't.
True, it'll be
I'm just
fun.
same here. Good games, fun times.
Hell yeah. And now, with that, we get to depart. Thank you, chat. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. I do really appreciate it. This is a bit of a longer one, and by longer, I mean like 2 hours. And it's actually kind of a later one, because this is like, it's almost midnight. It's about to be midnight in about 50 seconds or so. 20 seconds, I lied. So thank you so much for hanging out. I do really appreciate it. Keep an eye out for the last week of games. Those will be really interesting. The replay won't be up till like the following week. You know, the replay reaction stream. So sorry, I'm just busy. But yeah, I hope you guys have been having a good time so far. Documenting this series on my Twitch channel and on my YouTube channel now has been a very enjoyable experience. I'm having a good time with it, and I hope you guys are as well. So keep your eyes out for it. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one, and I do apologize for the scuff ending. My Streamlabs broke, and I haven't had time to fix it. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a good night, have a good day, and I'll see ya.